Chapter 13. Bridge Destruction. The fuel drivers had been kept busy the previous night. After they had left Sunshine tied up in the warehouse, they had reported straight back to Captain Fuel and told him about how Sunshine as well as Zip and Zug had discovered what they were up to. Captain Fuel had been furious. Immediately they had left their base of operations and found an old boathouse to have their briefings. They also found a much bigger warehouse to hide their stolen tugging fuel barges. Right now, while Gangster had gone upriver, the others were entering a small dock. A railway line ran on the quayside, but the fuel drivers weren't interested in this. They had spotted the lone tugging fuel barge tied onto the quayside. "There's one!" exclaimed Animal hurriedly. "Let's go get it!" The four of them moved towards it a few paces, then Animal stopped. The rest of them did the same. "Where are you all going?" Animal asked. "You said, let's go get it," remarked Mugger calmly. "Yeah, but if we all go to get it from the quayside, that'll cause trouble. We'll all end up bumping into each other. You all stay here. I'll get it." "Who made you boss now?" huffed Pushover, annoyed. "Well, Gangster's gone off upriver. Someone has to take charge." "Shut up and go get it," yelled Muscles. All right. I'd say keep your stack on, but you don't have one." With that, Animal approached the barge. He managed to untie the barge and tie it onto himself. He was just about to make his getaway when all of a sudden, he and the others heard a noise which gave them a fright. A steam engine's whistle, followed by, "Stop right there!" They all turned to the quayside to see Puffa steaming in with a mixed goods train. He stopped on the quayside.
"Trying to steal the barge, eh? Thought you could get away with it? Well, think again. When I'm on my way to deliver this goods, I'm reporting you for your crime. All of you!"
Animal panicked and raced out of the dock, taking the barge with him. The others then followed him.
"Yes, you can all run from me,"
Puffa called after them.
"but you won't be able to run from the Coast Guard."
The four fuel drivers raced about a mile or two away from the dock and found themselves in the canal. They stopped, gasping for breath. "What are we gonna do?" Mugger panicked. "The steam engine is gonna report us." "It looks like we're busted," sighed Pushover unhappily. "Whether our fate is to be locked up or sunk by Captain Fuel, I don't know. Either way, we're doomed," Animal moaned. Muscles then noticed that they were near a steel railway bridge which crossed the water. One support, embedded in the water, held up the bridge. Muscles looked at the support, then at the barge, which was still tied onto Animal. "Maybe we aren't doomed. Maybe we can stop that engine before he tells the Coast Guard. Pass me the barge, Animal." Wondering what Muscles was up to, Animal moved the barge near to him and untied himself from it. Muscles moved behind it. "Now I'm afraid I'm gonna have to destroy the bridge. But you don't want us to be caught, do ya?"
"Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!"
the others replied in unison. "Good. Now stay well back." With that, Muscles began to quickly push the barge at top speed towards the bridge support. For a moment, the others watched with curiosity, not knowing what Muscles was doing. Then Mugger's eyes widened as he realized, "Muscles, stop! Don't worry, I'll be fine." Muscles stopped a few feet away from the bridge support, but the barge kept going. It hit the bridge support with a sickening crash. It broke apart and fuel splashed out. There was a moment of silence, then the remains of the barge set alight. "Just as I planned," Muscles smirked to the others. "Now come on, let's get out of here before somebody sees us and reports us for making fires." So the four fuel drivers turned and headed away from the burning, broken barge. For 30 minutes, the barge continued to burn and smoke rose higher and higher above the bridge. Then, eventually, the barge exploded, destroying the bridge support. The bridge then came down with a great crash, landing in the water and smashing apart. Then, as if on cue, Puffa approached the broken bridge with his goods train. He had seen what had happened and slammed on his brakes, but it was no use. He went over the edge and landed in the canal, bringing his train down with him. Chapter 14. More Trouble. For a moment, the scene of the disaster was silent and the damage went unnoticed. Then, eventually, Zebedee approached it, towing a barge of pipes. He stopped when he saw the damaged bridge. Ugh, what happened here? Then, 10 Cents and OJ appeared on the other side of the wreckage on their way to pick up their barges. Top Hat was with them, with Eddie and Frank on each side of his hull. They all stopped and looked at the damage.
Bless my paddle wheels!
Exclaimed OJ in surprise.
What's all this mess?
Top Hat noticed Zebedee on the other side and frowned. Oh, you haven't gone and destroyed yet another railway bridge, have you, Zebedee?
Hey, this has nothing to do with me!
Zebedee frowned in defense.
I just came here and found the bridge like this.
Just then, 10 Cents spotted Puffa's funnel sticking out above the surface. He couldn't tell it was Puffa, but was worried. Our train has fallen, I better go and get help! And he turned around and headed back to the port. 10 Cents returned shortly with Mighty Mo. The big floating crane lifted Puffa out of the water, surprising the 4 tugs, and placed him onto Eddie. While Mighty Mo lifted Puffa's wagons out of the water, Puffa told 10 Cents about how he fell in.
But I don't understand how the bridge collapsed.
I still suspect you, Top Hat said suspiciously to Zebedee.
I told you, this was nothing to do with me. Maybe the bridge collapsed because it was very old, like you, old G.
Just then, 10 Cents spotted something floating nearby.
Hey, what's that?
OJ looked towards where 10 Cents was looking and saw it. The burnt-out remains of a fuel barge.
Looks like that barge exploded, which caused the bridge to collapse. Oh, that reminds me,
remarked Puffa, suddenly remembering.
A short while ago I saw a bunch of tugs I'd never seen before trying to steal a fuel barge.
At these words, 10 Cents, OJ and Top Hat gasped in unison. Zebedee frowned, wondering what was up.
What?
Puffa explained, puzzled by their expressions.
You saw some tugs trying to steal a barge, remarked OJ, and then this bridge collapses from an explosion.
Yeah, said Puffa, still curious.
So?
Coincidence? 10 Cents pondered, frowning. I don't think so. Meanwhile, Zoran was going through the harbour on his way back to the estuary to look for any vessels in need of a tow. He was also keeping a lookout for Zip and Zug, who had not been seen since the night before. I dunno. You take your eyes off of them to go to sleep, you wake up next morning to find they're gone. Who knows where they are and what they're doing by themselves? The little dummies. He passed a warehouse and spotted Hercules by the entrance. Zoran, having always been afraid of the ocean-going member of the Starfleet, hurried a little, not wanting to be seen by him. But Hercules spotted him and called out to him, Zoran, old boy, come here! Zoran didn't want to, but slowly, with much fear, made his way to the warehouse, facing Hercules. Hiya, Hercules, what can I do for you? You can tell me what your cronies are doing in this warehouse. Zoran looked through the entrance of the warehouse, which was blocked by barges, and was very surprised to see Zip and Zug trapped inside, looking very frightened.
It's Zoran! Get us out of here!
Zug cried.
What are you two idiots doing in there?
Zoran scowled. I take it they were trying to steal something. Hercules sniffed stiffly. No, we weren't, Zip whimpered miserably. But someone is. We'll tell you, but please let us out. So, Zoran and Hercules managed to pull the stuck barges away, and Zip and Zug steamed out, glad to be free. Then, they told Zoran and Hercules about how they had overheard the fuel drivers planning to illegally sell the tugging fuel barges before they were discovered and ended up trapped in the warehouse. So they are up to something, Zoran bellowed. Well, if they're going to be selling those fuel barges, then they'd better give me some of the money they earned, because they still owe me for the one they took. They're not going to be selling any fuel barges, Zoran, Hercules declared. We're going to make sure of that. 10 Cents, OJ and Top Hat arrived at Lucky's yard with Mighty Mo, Eddie and Frank, who were carrying Puffa and his wagons. "We'll leave you here, Puffa," said 10 Cents. "They'll repair you shortly." As they were about to turn around to leave, they spotted Sunshine pulling into the yard. To their surprise, he had Billy's shoe pack in tow. "Hi, Billy," said 10 Cents, smiling. "We don't see you often here in Big City Port." "I think it'd be better if he didn't stop," OJ frowned. "We don't want your dynamite going off." "Oh no, OJ," Billy gasped. "I don't have no dynamite. Although I did." "What are you doing here?" Top Hat asked suspiciously. "Well, I was steaming along the river, towing me biggest batch of dynamite ever. But then some tug came up to me and suggested I give it to him, saying smoke from his stack would set it off. But that's ridiculous. I've been delivering dynamite for years, and smoke from his stack doesn't set it off. It only goes off when I set it off." "Get to the point, shoepack," said OJ crossly. "Well, I refused to give it to him, but then he ran me into some box and made off with me barge down to Big City. I found Billy stuck on the rocks on my way back," added Sunshine. "He was badly damaged, so I took him into port for repairs." "Yeah, sorry to hear that, Billy," apologized 10 Cents. "Hey, I'm not sad about it. I'm more annoyed about me dynamite being stolen. I would have loved to have set it off. It would make a lovely big bang." "What did this tug look like?" asked Sunshine. "Well, he was big and black. Oh, and he had no stack." The 4 Star Tugs all gasped in unison. They all knew who that description matched. "He had no stack?" gasped 10 Cents. "And he's in Big City Port with your big load of dynamite?" Sunshine cried in terror. "Yeah," replied Billy. OJ sighed. "Oh, as if just having you in Big City Port wasn't bad enough, shoepack."